Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chair Shots to the Cranium. I am Stephen Goforth, and my guest today is the one and only Addison. What's up, man?
What's up?
Called you man. What's going on?
Nothing much.
Good. So it's prediction time. It
Yeah.
is Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Really excited about that.
Me too.
So before we get into the Royal Rumble predictions, we are going to talk a little bit about some hot topics that are going on in the world of professional wrestling in our Cranium Correspondence section of the show. But before I get into that, I want to encourage everybody to follow Chair Shots to the Cranium on Instagram and on Twitter. It's Chair, the number 2 Cranium, Chair 2 Cranium on Instagram and on Twitter. On there, you're going to see the latest news, so I'll post pictures about things that may be going on in the world of professional wrestling, rumors that could be going on, actual news that could be taking place. So you're not going to want to miss some of the stuff that we post on there. And also, interviews that are done, you're going to get notified on Instagram and Twitter immediately as soon as something goes up, or as soon as something is dropped on Apple Podcasts and on Google Podcasts, and also on the YouTube channel. So your support is greatly appreciated. So on the YouTube channel, you can listen to all of our shows. You can listen to all the interviews that I've conducted. And I have to tell you, I have started 2019 off with a bang. I've done 5 interviews right out of the gate for the month of January.
You have.
So go listen to my interviews with Kid Cash, Fight TV COO Mike Weber. If you want to learn more about Fight TV, go listen to that interview. TNA Knockouts champion Taya Valkyrie, Lloyd Anuwai, and also my most recent interview with PJ Black, formerly known as Justin Gabriel. That just dropped yesterday. So please make sure you go check those out. You'll find them very entertaining. And also, if you want to find out this information and much more, go to the website, chairshotstothecranium.com. There's a link on there to Pro Wrestling Tees where you can get your very own Chair Shots to the Cranium merch. Awesome t-shirts.
It's very comfortable.
They are very comfortable.
They are.
You can be the talk of the town. I've had people purchase them, give me some feedback on the shirts that people saw it. It's like, man, that's an awesome t-shirt. Where'd you get it at? ProWrestlingTees.com/chair shots to the cranium. Also, look at pictures that I've taken at recent shows. You'll see a lot of great talent in those pictures. Listen to all of our past shows and interviews. And also the history of championships. I've got a link on there that'll tell you a little bit more about the histories of championships.
One of the cool features I like on the website is that you can find out the identity of the masked wrestler.
Yes, there's how many masked wrestlers have we had over the history of professional wrestling? A lot of them.
A lot.
I tell you what, you can also find out the identity of Nacho Libre.
Really?
Well, we should all, of course, we know the identity of Nacho Libre. I had to throw that in there. We're huge Nacho Libre fans, Jack Black. So it's an awesome movie. So yeah, that's really cool. I forgot about that. So thanks for reminding the fans about that. Also, you can see the recommended book of the month, and you can also, if you like to collect pro wrestling magazines, I was a big collector of them when I was a kid. I still have a ton of them. There's a link on there that'll help you find maybe that lost wrestling magazine that you liked as a kid. So you can go in there and check that out. On top of all that, everything we just threw at you that you can find on chairshotstothecranium.com, there are links to the hottest independent wrestling companies in the world where you can get information on the best talents coming up through the indie ranks, including one of our favorites, Universal Championship Wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you go check out our website again, chairshotstothecranium.com. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, Chair2Cranium, that's Chair the number 2 Cranium, and also go like us on Facebook.
Yes.
And now it's time for the Cranium Correspondence section of the show. Okay, since our last show, they have unveiled the Women's Tag Team Championships, finally.
Yes, finally.
So we're very excited about that.
Yes.
That will be determined at Elimination Chamber, which will take place next month in February the 17th. They will crown the new Women's Tag Team Champions. So I'm excited about this because I think they're doing it in an Elimination Chamber, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I love the Elimination Chamber match. I think it's very exciting. And so I'm assuming they're going to treat it like a normal Elimination Chamber. They'll have teams into the chamber, and then they'll just come out one at a time.
Yes.
Until we finally have a winner. So it's about time.
It's like it's been so long.
It has been. I mean, they've been talking and kind of teasing it that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so we both were very excited when we saw that take place on Raw a few weeks ago. And they look really good, don't they?
Yeah, they look really pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Nice.
They're awesome. So cannot wait. Hopefully we will see Sasha Banks and Bayley win those titles.
Maybe. We'll see.
I hope so.
Me too. One thing that's good about them bringing in the women's tag team belts is that that's one more segment into Raw or SmackDown, because it's not just one or two matches in Raw or SmackDown. It's going to be more than just two.
That's a great point.
And it's going to bring in the tag team.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. Because, if you have tag team titles there to go along with the world title, that will create another segment, giving the women more exposure on the show.
Right.
Hopefully one day we're going to see a women's intercontinental title. I would like to see that as well. This is a step in the right direction.
Definitely.
So great point. Great point on that. So let's talk about our NXT experience. Addie Go and I went to an NXT Live here locally to where we live. And let me tell you something. I walked out of there with my mind blown.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. We're not just saying it's amazing just to make this show entertaining and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It was very amazing.
It had so much action in it. It just made me glued to my seat. And I was on the edge of my seat the whole entire time I was there.
It was one of those kind of shows where you're sitting there watching it and they would do move after move. Almost have a near pinfall, and you jump up out of your seat or you're hollering. You're like, oh my gosh, that was so close. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, did you see that?
I also want to point out the chest slaps. Those things were so loud.
They were loud. You don't know. We happen to be sitting front row.
Yes.
You don't realize how loud those things are until you are front row.
So loud.
It was.
And everybody was like, oh, it was so loud.
Yeah, it was. It was very impressive.
Definitely.
Some people that stood out to me, and I'm sure all of you are going to recognize these names, of course, and you may agree with or disagree with. So I don't know how much you keep up with NXT. If you don't keep up with NXT, I highly suggest you watch it because you're missing out.
Missing out.
Matt Riddle.
Yes, he was really good.
Yes, he was good.
Very entertaining.
He was. Of course, I've heard the hype surrounding Matt Riddle before he come into WWE and his MMA experience. But seeing him in person, not just his wrestling style, but his character style, his personality, all these things really stood out to me. He was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Ricochet.
Ricochet was amazing. His flips just blowed my mind. I was in awe.
Yeah.
When he did a flip, I was in awe. And another person I want to point out is Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby! That was awesome. That place just goes crazy when he comes out.
And my dad went, you might want to close your ears. It's going to get loud. I'm like, wait, what? And he goes, Adam Cole, baby!
Yeah, it was loud, wasn't it?
It was really loud, even with my ears plugged.
Of course, EC3, who's going up to the main roster, was there.
Yes.
We also saw Velveteen. Lacey Evans.
Yes.
Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
Put on a great show.
Yes,
what was hilarious
my gosh.
he went after the show. They had a big brouhaha and a big fight in the ring with the bad guys and the good guys, I guess you could call it. And so he dropped a leg drop on Adam Cole and all the other guys in the ring with him that were there to support him, like Matt Riddle and I'm drawing a blank on some EC3.
Yes.
And a few other guys. I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. But when he dropped the leg drop, like the Hogan leg drop on Adam Cole, they all fell down at the same time, it shook the whole ring. So it was very entertaining. So NXT. Let me point out one other person. This guy has not had a lot of screen time, TV time, live exposure yet. But Kona Reeves, keep your eye on this guy. He looks like Tiger Woods with long blonde hair. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does.
We were standing in the concession line, and I was telling Addison he looked like Tiger Woods with long blonde hair. The guy behind us started laughing. He goes, "Yeah, he does, doesn't he?"
Yeah.
But he was entertaining, and he comes out as a true heel, getting a lot of heat from the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Talking a lot of smack to the crowd. So keep your eye on him. I think he's going to do some good things. I love his character, and you got to start with that. You got to have a good character. You got to have good mic skills to go along with your good in-ring skills.
Yes.
So didn't get to really see a lot of his in-ring skills that night. Mm-hmm. It was a short match. It was a squash match to a certain degree. But again, I was very impressed with his mic skills.
And as he would say, he is a star.
Yes, he did say that a lot, didn't he?
A lot. Like, a lot.
All right, so AEW. AEW is absolutely exploding, and I'm very excited about where they're going and the future of All Elite Wrestling.
Yes.
We need this. We need to have another company come in and establish themselves, not just the Impact, not just the New Japan Wrestling, not just the Ring of Honor. We need somebody that's got big money backing them, which these guys do with the Khans, the billionaire that owns the Jacksonville Jaguars being the owner, fronting a lot of the money, that can bring in some really good talent. Already done so with Chris Jericho.
Yes.
If you want to understand how Chris Jericho become part of AEW, go listen to Talk is Jericho, his podcast.
Yeah.
There's an episode on there. He'll tell you how this all came about, his transition from leaving WWE and going to AEW. It was very entertaining to listen to. I highly suggest that. There's been rumors about trying to get CM Punk, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. I'm not sure why CM Punk is stubborn to the fact that he does not want to come back to wrestling, but that's his prerogative.
Yes, it is.
He has every right to choose whatever he wants to do, and right now, MMA and the UFC is where his heart's at, and I commend him for that. We miss him. We want him to come back to WWE, or come back to wrestling, I should say, but I guess it's just not in the cards right now. So maybe one day, you never say never in professional wrestling. Maybe he does come back to professional wrestling, and maybe he does become part of AEW. There's other talent that there's rumors that they're going to sign. For example, Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has not decided. Nobody knows. He's kind of in limbo right now. He's not with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, will he be part of AEW? He's clearly been friends with Cody and the Young Bucks, Hangman Page. So let's see what happens there. If they can sign Kenny Omega and maybe some other people that they can entice to come over from WWE, that would make it even better. So I have a really good feeling that you're going to see some big names being announced in the next few months.
Sounds like it. But if you haven't already known about WOW Women of Wrestling, they had their first ever episode that aired on AXS TV.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
And I like where they go. I like the way they explain the characters to everyone. It almost seemed like a little bit like a TV show. What I mean by a TV show is you kind of had plots, you had storylines, you had some back history. For example, Fire. They had a nice vignette, a long vignette about her and how she became that character. And combined with that, tremendous in-ring action. So this coming Friday, if you're listening to this, we're taping this on a Wednesday, January the 23rd. Their next episode comes out this coming Friday, which will be January the 25th. I'm hearing that the Beverly Hills Babe, Amber O'Neil, who we interviewed.
Yes, we did.
She will make her debut on that show, as well as Jessie Bell, which is Jessie Jones, I believe, in WOW. Also conducted an interview with her.
Yes.
We've got to meet her.
We did.
In person at one of the shows, one of the Universal Championship Wrestling shows.
We did.
Did a tremendous job in the ring and very skilled.
Very, very skilled.
So great point. Glad you brought that up. WOW Women of Wrestling. Check them out every Friday night on AXS TV. Keep a lookout for All Elite Wrestling, AEW, and what talents they're going to be signing here in the near future. I cannot say enough about this and how excited I am to finally have an alternative. let's jump into XFL. They're close to making a major TV deal, possibly with Fox and ESPN. And if they do make that deal with ESPN, of course, there are other channels that are sister channels of ESPN that they could possibly be on as well. XFL is going to make some major waves, in my opinion. It's a huge alternative to the NFL, and I cannot wait to see who they sign this TV deal with. I really believe that Vince McMahon cares about this. He tried this, as we know, many years ago. It was not successful. He's invested a lot of money into this. He's going to make sure that it's going to be successful and things are going to go the way he wants it to go.
Right.
Starts with that TV deal. So, again, XFL, major TV deal coming really soon. That's not a confirmed fact, ladies and gentlemen, that it is Fox or ESPN. It's rumored at this point. Keep yourself posted on that one. The Four Horsewomen angle. Now, have you noticed lately Sasha and Ronda had a little bit of a disagreement on Raw last week?
Yes.
And Sasha flashed the four fingers in front of her.
Yes, she did.
And they've had a little bit of a Twitter battle going back and forth.
Saw that too.
Yeah, and Ronda said something to the degree of, we're a real unit, we're a true horseman unit, whereas you guys have some dissension amongst you. And those people being, as some of you may or may not know, the original Four Horsewomen was Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, and Bayley.
Right.
All right. So I'm very excited and curious to see where this is going to go, because I would love to see a Four Horsewomen versus Four Horsewomen type match.
Yeah.
That seems more like not Elimination Chamber, but a Survivor Series style match.
Yeah, it does.
But it could be something we see at WrestleMania. Doubt it, because I really feel like we're going to see Becky and Ronda as the main event there. Still believing in that.
Yep.
But keep your eye on that one too, because something's going to happen there. We're going to see that angle, the Four Horsewomen angle, be expanded upon here soon.
Yes.
Lastly, in the Cranium Correspondence, I want to talk a little bit about the Rey Mysterio and Andrade match that we saw on SmackDown last week. It's the buzz on the internet and in the wrestling world right now. It was an incredible match. One of the best matches I've seen in a very long time. Will most definitely be nominated as one of the best matches in 2019 once we get to the end of this year. If you have not seen the match, go find it and watch it. I'm always amazed at Rey Mysterio, and he's been in the business for so long. He can still go with the best of them. But Andrade was equally impressive and has a bright future.
Yes, he does.
All right, so that concludes our Cranium Correspondence section of the show. Now it is time for us to head into our Royal Rumble predictions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Before we jump into the predictions for Royal Rumble, we're going to go back to TLC. We did our predictions for that show, and if you follow us on Instagram, you saw that Addison kicked my rear end.
I did, and I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, she had a 10-2 record for that pay-per-view in predictions, and I had an 8-4 record. So congratulations. Not afraid to admit that. You did wonderful.
Thank you.
So I got to get redemption on this one. This is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We just don't want to get on here and do a prediction show just for the heck of doing a prediction show. Everybody does that, okay? We want to make this interesting. So we're going to keep record of what we do in every prediction show, what our wins and losses are. We're going to do it all year long. And at the end of the year, we're going to tally those up. And we're going to give you an update each pay-per-view where we stand on wins and losses. And at the end of the year, we're going to have a prize. So we're going to come up with a little trophy, which I will post on our Instagram page and on our Twitter account. You'll see that trophy once we get that made.
Ready?
But we got to play for something, okay? So
Alrighty.
This is what I'm proposing. If I win at the end of the year, if I've got the best record at predictions of all these pay-per-views, we get to go eat where I say we get to go eat. I get to pick where we eat at. And if you win, you get to pick where we have our dinner. Can be anywhere, any price point. All right?
Oh, okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, so I win this year. I get a trophy, and I get to pick where we go out for dinner. You win. You get the trophy. You get to pick where we go out to dinner.
Deal.
Sound good?
Sound good.
All right. So make sure you tune into our prediction shows every month to see what the record is. Again, follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Chair2Cranium. Chair the number 2 in Cranium. Chair2Cranium. And I will update you throughout the pay-per-view of where we are in records. And at the end, what our final record was.
Alrighty.
All right. Let's jump into it. It is the Cruiserweight Championship match in the kickoff part of the show. Buddy Murphy defending his title in a fatal 4-way. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Buddy Murphy. He just seems like he's on a roll, and he's going to retain it. He's going to retain it.
Yeah, he is on a roll, and I agree with you. I am also going with Buddy Murphy retaining his championship.
Alrighty.
All right, let's head into the other match. It's supposed to be on the kickoff show. The United States Championship match between Rusev, the champion, and Shinsuke Nakamura, who is the former champion. I am going to go with Rusev retaining his title in this match. Who do you think?
Well, I've kind of been thinking about this one, and I think I'm going to go with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay, so you think he's going to win the title, get it back?
Yes.
I don't know. I think something's going on with Shinsuke. I have a feeling Shinsuke's leaving us. I think he's going to go back to New Japan. I could be wrong on that. Hope I am. Maybe he goes to AEW. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I feel some instability there. I just don't think that we're going to see Shinsuke around for much longer. So you think Shinsuke wins? I think Rusev retains.
Yes.
All right. Let's head into the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The champions, The Bar, versus The Miz and Shane McMahon. How about that tag team?
That's surprising.
Yeah. It's been nice, though. It's been entertaining to watch them two come and form a tag team. Had the birthday celebration for Shane McMahon that The Miz did for him. That was interesting. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that The Miz and Shane McMahon are going to be your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. What do you think?
I'm going to disagree with you and say The Bar, but the reason why is because I think Shane McMahon has been acting really weird. Like, I don't know, like, he's going to, like, turn on The Miz and, like...
Interesting.
Like, he's just going to, like, turn and be like, no, I can't do this anymore. You're like... And I feel like that if I was Shane, I'd turn on The Miz because The Miz has been really annoying lately. Like, I've seen that he's been really annoying.
He's been annoying, but see, I see that happening the other way because to me, I think it's something that The Miz would do. The Miz would be like, yeah, be my friend, be my partner. Yeah, we're going to be great. And all of a sudden, boom, puts a knife in his back. But you think Shane might do this.
Yes.
It could be a heel turn by Shane.
Yes.
Interesting. May happen.
I don't know.
If it does, you heard it here first. You called it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I called it. Nobody else can call it. I called it first.
All right. So you think The Bar is going to retain. I think Miz, we're going to see new champions. All right. So we've got two different there so far.
Yes.
All right. Let's head into the SmackDown Women's Championship match. The champion Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Who do you got on this one?
That one was hard for me. Like, I was so shocked when Asuka won the title. I was like, whoa.
I think it kind of shocked a lot of people.
Like,
yeah.
I did not see that coming, like, at all. It was, like, really shocking when she got the title. So, I'm going to go with Asuka.
You think Asuka's retaining?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Before I jump into this prediction, I have to admit something, and maybe I'm just not, I don't know if I'm just not paying enough attention to the shows. I'm watching everything. I'm watching SmackDown. I'm watching Raw every week.
Yes.
But for some reason, for this pay-per-view, they've got me all over the place. I don't know what's going to happen, and usually, which is great.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't want to be able to predict these with ease. And I'm having a hard time with all of these. It could go either way. And I like that. It's about time because every pay-per-view lately, I'm like, yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, this is going to happen. I see that coming from 10 miles away. I can't say that here.
Yeah, they did a good job on this one.
I think they have. And this is my opinion. You may be listening and think he's crazy. There's no way I see it coming from a mile away. But I don't. So with this match, Asuka and Becky, I'm going to agree with you here. I say Asuka retains.
All right.
I think there's bigger things on the horizon for Becky Lynch. and I don't think it's time for her to take back that title.
Okay.
Let's head into the Raw Women's Championship match. The champion Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. This is refreshing.
It is.
We're seeing Sasha Banks in a main event style match, aren't we? I mean,
yeah.
How long have we been waiting for this one?
I don't know. The past year.
No, yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah.
It's like Sasha's been in timeout. You know, Sasha's been in timeout by the WWE, and they're finally saying, "Okay, Sasha, you can come out of timeout now, and we'll give you a title match."
Yep.
So, that being said, who you got on this one?
This one was also very shocking to me because Sasha Banks.
Why is it shocking?
It's shocking to me because Sasha Banks was all the way in the back. Like you said, she was in timeout almost the whole time.
Yeah.
And she came up, and I was like, what is she doing here?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of shocked me, like, a lot.
Right.
And then I heard that they were going to do a match with Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks at Royal Rumble. And I was like, whoa. Didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, and this goes back to some of the stuff I just mentioned. We're getting some surprises, and they told us that they were going to make some changes, right? And they said it's time for a change, and we're going to give you what you want. And I see that going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor later. That obviously was catering to what the fans want. They want to see Finn Balor in this match.
Yeah.
They want to see Sasha Banks in this match.
Yeah.
And I truly believe they're starting to give the fans a little bit of what they want.
Yeah. They even said that Triple H said, and we're going to start giving the fans what they want.
Yeah.
And they're doing that.
I think so. I think people expect it, boom, immediately. You got to kind of ease into it a little bit. I think they've done a good job of that. So who are you taking on this one?
I am going to say it's going to be Ronda Rousey, just because I was not prepared for this match, and I just wasn't ready for the history that was going on with them. So Ronda Rousey's my pick.
Ronda Rousey retaining. I agree. I think she's going to retain the title. This could go, and I've said this before in past prediction shows, this could go either way. This is one of those matches where I wouldn't be shocked at all if Sasha won. I think that it's going to be Bayley and Sasha winning the women's tag team championships. So therefore, I don't think it's time for her to win the Raw women's title. Definitely. Ronda Rousey retains in this match. Yes. Let's head on into the WWE Championship match. Daniel Bryan, the champion defending against AJ Styles. I like the storyline we see here. I really enjoyed the segment that they had on SmackDown this past Tuesday with Vince McMahon sort of acting as the moderator between the two. I say Daniel Bryan retains his championship in this match.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you with this one just because he's really good right now. And I just think that...
Got a lot of momentum.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan retains on your end.
Yes.
All right. Let's head into the Universal Championship match. This is the big one. Brock Lesnar, the champion, versus Finn Balor. As much as we love, and we've talked about this on past shows, the demon character, I don't think we're seeing it here.
I don't either. We might, but there's a very, very short possibility.
You know what I think about on this, and you're not going to remember this movie. You know this is one of my favorite movies, Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox, 1984, 1985-ish. He becomes the werewolf. He has all these superpowers. He wins all these basketball games. But in the final part of that movie, he decides, you know what? I'm going to go into the championship basketball game as myself. I'm going to prove to everybody that we can win this basketball game without me being the wolf. We're going to do it as me being Scott Howard. So for all you Teen Wolf fans, you're welcome. I think this is one of those type of scenarios. He's going to want to prove to everybody that, you know what, I don't need to be the demon to win the title. I can be Finn Balor, and I can take down the giant in Brock Lesnar.
And how did that Teen Wolf movie end?
It ended by them winning the championship.
Okay.
They won the championship, but he didn't need his werewolf powers to win the basketball championship. They did it on their own.
So where are you going here?
I said that long story, and but I still think Brock Lesnar retains.
Yeah.
I want Finn Balor to win. I want him to win. I really, really do. But I think Brock Lesnar wins. Who do you think?
I think I'm going to agree with you on this one because Brock Lesnar just has the better chance of Finn Balor. Like you said, I think almost everybody wants Finn Balor to win this, but I just feel like he doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
He started from the bottom, and now he's going all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Too big of steps. He needs to take baby steps.
Well, there's something in line here for WrestleMania, in my opinion. I think we're going to see Brock Lesnar hang on to that belt until WrestleMania.
Again.
I'm going to get into that a little bit more when we go into our Royal Rumble prediction. But so you think Lesnar retains? I think he retains. Is setting up something else later down the road. Okay, now we're on to the 30-woman Royal Rumble match.
Some of the women that are taking place in this 30-women Royal Rumble match, being Carmella, Ember Moon, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Alicia Fox, Zelina Vega, Charlotte, Naomi, Tamina, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Dana Brooke, Lana, Nia Jax, and Nikki Cross.
Of course, I think we're going to see some surprise entrants, some people from the past.
Yes.
Some legends, I guess you could call them. This is what we're going to do on this one. It's hard to predict the Royal Rumble winners.
It is.
Okay,
it
so
is.
We're not going to get penalized if we don't pick it correctly, but we'll get credit for it if we do. Does that sound fair?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Who do you think's going to win it?
This one it's really hard to choose who's going to win this match for a 30 women in one match. Like, that's really hard, don't you think?
It is.
So, I narrowed it down to a few people, and the people that I narrowed it down to were Ember Moon, Nia Jax, Sarah Logan, and Nikki Cross also.
Okay.
And Charlotte.
So that's all right. So that's a pretty good list.
Those are the ones that I narrowed it down to.
All right. So who's going to win it?
I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte.
Okay.
I just think that she's been in so many matches. This is her time to shine.
I agree with you. I also picked Charlotte. Yes, I picked Charlotte.
Wow, shocking.
She's going to win it. And I mean, we may see a shocker here. Love to see Bayley win it.
Love that. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
I just think that Nia Jax is too obvious. But again, we've been had obvious thrown in our faces many times by the WWE lately. But if they're trying to change, maybe not. And some people may say, well, Charlotte's obvious. I don't know. I think she's the one.
Yeah, me too.
So Charlotte Flair to win.
Yes.
Let's head on to the final prediction, the men's Royal Rumble match. We've got names such as John Cena, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston, just to name a few. Of course, Bobby Lashley, Jinder Mahal, Elias, Baron Corbin, and many more. We'll see some surprise entrants. It's always fun to see who's going to surprise us for the entrant.
Yeah.
So we'll anxious to see who does that. So my pick for the men's Royal Rumble winner is Seth Rollins.
Oh, wow. So I actually also narrowed it down on this one too because it's also hard. But before I get into the prediction or the ones I narrowed down to, I just want to say that I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are going to be stuck in the ring together.
You think so? You think it'd be in the beginning?
At one time during this match, I think they're going to be stuck in the ring together, and they're going to have to, they're going to stand there. And just stare at each other. And then go at it. I just think that might not happen.
I can see that happening.
But that's what I'm thinking. These are a few that I narrowed down to.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Xavier Woods, and Apollo Crews.
Okay. Xavier Woods, really? You think Xavier Woods has a chance in this thing?
I just got a feeling.
Yeah. Like he's going to be that guy that everybody's surprised by. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's hanging around.
Yeah, and I kind of think that he's just like, I don't know. I think he's just going to stick around.
Okay. All right.
He might get thrown out a little earlier, but
I
think he's going to be there a little bit longer. So the person that I actually, surprisingly, said who was going to win and was actually shocking that you picked is Seth Rollins.
You think Seth Rollins too? So we both agree that Seth Rollins is winning, and we both agree Charlotte's winning.
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think that I went back and forth. I thought, well, maybe Drew McIntyre. All right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
But I just feel like Seth Rollins needs to win this. The fans want it so bad.
They want it so
They want to
bad.
see him at WrestleMania going for a championship.
Yes, they want it so bad.
And he deserves it, and he needs to be in it.
Yeah. And
So going back to what I said earlier, I said that I think Brock Lesnar is going to set him keeping the title here is going to set him up for a big WrestleMania match. I think that person will be Seth Rollins. I'm predicting Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, WrestleMania.
Thinking about that one too. Yes.
All right, so that is it. That concludes our predictions for the 2019 Royal Rumble. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to hopefully beat you on this one and gain some redemption from that TLC prediction. We will see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for supporting us.
And thank you for taking another chair shot to the cranium. Adios.
See ya.